Jesus Christ is a vessel, and he rides upon the storm. Rise upon the storm. Rise upon the storm. Jesus Christ is a vessel, and he rides upon the storm. We are sailing, sailing home. Sailing, sailing, sailing home. Sailing, sailing home. Jesus Christ is a vessel, and he rides upon the storm. He rides upon the storm. He rides upon the storm. Jesus Christ is a vessel, and he rides upon the storm. We are sailing, sailing home. When Jesus calls me, I will answer. I will answer to his name. When Jesus calls me, I will answer. I will answer to his name. I will be somewhere, somewhere, yeah, somewhere sleeping in the day. Hey, yeah. I will be somewhere, somewhere sleeping in the day. When Jesus calls me, I will answer. I will answer to his name. When Jesus calls me, I will answer. I will answer to his name. I will be somewhere sleeping, somewhere, yeah, somewhere sleeping in the day. I will be somewhere, oh, somewhere sleeping in the day. Call him by his name, call him by his name, call him by his name, call him by his name. His name is Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Call him by his name, call him by his name, call him by his name, call him by his name. His name is Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Watch and pray, Christ is coming back.
And a good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Pity Martinique.
Sign my name up there. Touch my finger with a golden pen, a golden pen, a golden pen. Touch my finger with a golden pen and sign my name up there. Sign my name up there.
Yeah, I'm not sure why my voice is sounding funny tonight. Yeah, let me see if that helps it. No, that's not helping it. Yeah, something is off in my voice tonight. I'm not sure what is taking place there. Yeah, that takes it off totally. Yeah, I'm hearing my... Oh, I think I know what's happened. Yeah, I think that should fix the problem now. Great.
There's golden Lord, I want to be there. I want to be there.
I was getting some internal feedback. That's where that was coming from.
I want to be there. I want to be there. I want to be there, my Lord. When the general road is called, I want to be there. I want to be there. I want to be there, my Lord. When the general road is called, I want to be there. I want. Oh, Jesus. I want to be there.
440-737-347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to get on the inside. It is Talking Points. My name's Sheldon Scott. I'm here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. Of course, always making sure everything is operating nice inside here, you know. I was trying to teeth a piece of that message too from Joe Biden, but we'll get that when I reach home, man. Yes, indeed, folks. I've been taking some time on the spurring on after speaking about the voters list and that the voters list has come out. And so a good friend of mine gave me a call a little earlier today. And they said, Sheldon, have you looked extensively at the addendum, the not just the voters list itself, but the update to the voters list, the new names that have been added on to the list? They said, did you take a proper look at that? And I said, you know, I have not gone through it yet. Usually for some of these documents, I wait until the weekend and from a Friday into a Saturday, especially Saturday during the day, I tend to do a lot of reading. And then on Saturday night, Sunday, I do a lot of reading during that. I love to read. So I do a lot of reading during that time. And that's the time sometimes I go through documents. Unless there's something urgent, and I would go through that after I finish the program and I get home. Sometimes I spend 1 or 2 hours just going through documents or so, reviewing something that was said. And so now they said, did you go through? I said, not yet, but I had the intention to. So I decided, I said, well, here's what. Let me go through. And they pointed out several things to me. And I have to say that I will repeat tonight what I said last night. If you are not part of the process, you are going to become a victim of the process. It is important for each of us, every constituency, and I know there are listeners from each and every constituency on tonight, including Carriacou, including Petit Martinique, 1 or 2 people that try to get it on their local mobile device and so on once they're getting the internet down by the community center. Good night, Maxan. Yeah. So they try to get the program. So there are people, and then there are quite a few people from Carriacou and Petit Martinique who are in Grenada right now. So they're on the mainland. Many of them have come down to transact business. I was looking today when I was passing by the port highway, and there were about 8 or 9 trucks lined up with building materials and so heading to Carriacou. Again, this is people doing their private thing. This is not government doing anything yet. This is people doing their own thing. So you saw a set of trucks lined up and so on, those who can, but there are many who can't. I've spoken to several of my friends in Carriacou, and I'm not even speaking about family here. Several of my friends in Carriacou, and nearly every one of them I speak to, Sheldon, the whole house go. I lost the entire house. Everything is gone. Very rare you hear somebody say, well, just the roof. In most instances, it's the entire thing gone, the whole house gone. So I've been speaking to quite a few of them out there in Carriacou. And let's just take this call. Hello, good night.
Hi, good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night.
Yes. Sheldon, I don't know, these people could really lie. When telling you, I don't know if they make lie. You know, the people who could afford to come down and buy the material in Grenada, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're telling the people in the diaspora that the government that buying the material for them people.
They lie.
Eh?
The government ain't getting nobody no material so far.
Nothing,
None.
they ain't doing nothing. Nothing ain't going out yet. The people who could afford, because I have somebody in it, they're coming down and they're buying the material and they're going up to fix the place. That is those who could afford to help themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what they're lying for.
Well, I didn't realize that they're saying that in the diaspora, and I'm very glad that you brought that to our attention so that we could expose it for the lie that it is here. I saw those trucks, and I've been seeing those trucks. The Tyrrell Bay Express comes down on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday. And on each of those days, don't try to pass on Port Highway because the traffic is backed up because of the trucks that are lined up there from either Hubbard's or Huggins or On the Spot, M&M Hardware. All of the trucks are parked up there, waiting their turn to go and bring their goods in. And in all of those cases, none of it is government of Grenada.
No,
That's
none of
private
it is
people.
government. Don't nothing yet. Anyhow.
All right, my dear. Thank you. So I'm glad that that caller raised that aspect of it because I had not known that that is the story that they're pushing in the diaspora. That is a blatant lie. Yeah, if they are saying that in the diaspora, and I have no reason to doubt the caller, it is a lie. Yeah, the building materials and so. Listen, if you're not from Carriacou, you haven't spent enough time in Carriacou and you don't understand the mentality of Carriacou people, they are very independent people. Very independent, yeah? They try to do things and they've done that over the decades. Always try to do things themselves. Right? So you could come and you could run your Nawasa line and all kind of thing and they could run it through. If they could avoid taking the water from Nawasa, they'll avoid it. Because they have their cisterns set up and they're collecting their rainwater, they're doing rainwater harvesting and so on. So if they could avoid having to take it from Nawasa, they avoid taking it from Nawasa. Yeah? So they are very independent people. And they are very close-knit. Yeah? When I say very close-knit, I am sure right now in the United States, and I'm positive, if I single out New York City, Brooklyn in particular, that every member of certain Carriacou families putting together to try and put back houses up. They're not going to sit there and wait on the government and say, well, next year or later down in the year and that sort of thing. They're not going to sit there and wait. But there are many who don't have that opportunity. They just don't have it. I know of single mothers. I know of guys that were working and so on, but they're living on their own. Their house is gone. Yeah, the job where they were working, that's gone. And the house itself is gone. And they don't have those sort of family connections to be able to be assisted. So those who have it, they're lucky. So the families that can assist are assisting in whichever way they can. But for the others, what is left for the others? According to the caller last night, pull your mattress, go under your step and take your sleep. Because that is what some people are still doing up to today. When I started seeing rain this morning, I say, oh gosh. Every time I hear that rain, the first thing that goes to my mind is not that I can't go where I have to go or so. It's, oh gosh, the people in Carriacou, oh gosh, I wonder how they're faring in this weather. Because even with the tarpaulin, some people are telling you, yes, they put the tarpaulin and they are thankful for the tarpaulin. But sometimes, even with the tarpaulin on, you're still getting leaks and so on, according to who put it on and if it's put on properly and so. And we heard on Monday night's program of people wanting to charge $1,000 and so on just to do that. But we heard of those situations. Ziggy, if you can get through tonight, give us a call. I don't know if your mobile situation has improved, but give us a call. Yeah, so we have those situations that are taking place. And I'm saying, yeah, many people that I know have lost their homes in Carriacou. What we're seeing there, that ain't no government. Government ain't spending for that. Government is now seeking to take the advice of the new National Party. Thank goodness that the NNP spoke, because when former Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, Honorable Clarice Modest, Honorable Peter David, yeah, when they went up to Carriacou and met with Senator Norland Cox and made several recommendations out there in Carriacou, and even before, you realize that the government waiting now so like those recommendations can fall out of the minds of people and then take the same recommendations and implement it. And some people who just refuse to listen to anything that the new National Party have to say are the same people who come and say, oh, good idea. You see, we party thinking. We have a caller online.
Yeah, good night, Scott.
Hey, good night. How are you?
Not too bad.
All right. Go ahead, Papa.
I was looking at the midday news in Jamaica today.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things happening, but when it comes to health, the Ministry of Health, and Jamaica ain't get hit like how Carriacou, Grenada, and Pitimati get it.
Mm-hmm.
However, the Ministry of Health in Jamaica ramping up on fogging and going around in various communities and helping out people to discard of where water is settling in tires and whatever, and you get a message where I'm coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, for all this morning, I'm listening. The press secretary to I think it's the Prime Minister's ministry or to the government.
Yeah.
She had a lengthy discussion on GBN, which I discredit this news entity for various reasons. I won't go into it. And not one thing was mentioned about health. Not one thing was mentioned about the mosquito situation. Well, you get the picture I'm painting you.
Mm-hmm.
I heard nothing. All I heard, which makes no sense to me right now, but he opening community center in Current and community center day, and and heads of government meeting go be there. I mean, I said that is information, but to me that is garbage. We need to know what's going on with this dengue issue in Trinidad, and if it is here, because I know.
There's a listener who's listening right now who I can confirm has dengue.
So you see what I'm talking about?
And here, right here in Grenada.
In Grenada here.
Yeah.
I know of people here in Grenada we have fever. I mean, suffering with certain things, and they just can't believe, well, what's going on with them, joint pain and this and that, they ain't get no knock no way. So, I mean, it's as a result of something from the mosquitoes, like when the chikungunya and things was around. And you're hearing, they have all kind of things to say about doctor and when was COVID and all kind of things. But the nation was updated, I think, every 2 days from Dr. Sean Charles and another doctor who was on the program.
Mm-hmm.
Every 2 days or every 3 days, you're hearing that you're getting information out of the Ministry of Health.
And you see, even at this stage, because there's no cure for dengue, what you try to do is avoid dengue, and you can treat the symptoms, but even then you have to be careful because it's dengue hemorrhagic fever. So if you give people, for instance, if you believe a person have dengue, it's not very wise to give them things like aspirin, because then they could bleed to death.
Okay.
So they might be in a lot of pain, but if it turns out that that individual actually has dengue, and you make the mistake and give that person an aspirin, which is like blood thinners,
yeah,
you run the risk of making that person bleed to death.
I understand. But
I have no medical training. That's just things that I pick up by the way in relation to dengue.
Me and you in the same boat.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you something. It just slipped my mind a little bit. But, however, I mean, the Ministry of Health needs to step up on the game, and let's get this thing under control. Let's know what's going on in our country, because to me, I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know what's taking place.
Mm-hmm.
You're hearing about Carnival this. You don't hear in the Ministry of Health putting out nothing about people have to be careful with this dengue thing that going around in the
And
Caribbean right now.
you know the worst thing, huh? Every year after Carnival is when you have somebody worse cold and them that start to
Bad
circulate.
cold, yes.
That's the
Yes.
flu that people in the US might have. They don't even realize they have it. Or they find the flu coming on, but your ticket book, you're coming Grenada, you're not going and say, well, I'm coming down with the flu and I'm going home, you're coming down. And it may be a new flu that isn't in Grenada yet. So that is when you just get them cold and them that your whole body hurting you, everything paining, all kind of things. So you have to be careful.
President Joe Biden is was diagnosed with the COVID.
You actually believe he had COVID?
Well,
That man didn't have no COVID, brother. They do that just to pull the man out of sight. I don't believe he had no COVID.
well,
They say that we will give him the benefit of the doubt, but I believe they say that to pull him out of sight. But anyhow.
hypothetically, we give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, we give the benefit of the doubt.
As I say, COVID is in totally out of the woods.
No. COVID
And
is around still. A lot
It's
of it
around,
too.
but you're not hearing nothing from the Ministry of Health concerning COVID. And you see people going about the place like, everything is business as usual. But everything is normal. I don't understand this thing. So I don't know. I watching and see. I listening. Let's see how it play out, because I really don't know. And yeah, the issue where I just remember I wanted to make a conversation on is after burial pass, I noticed like a species of some tiny flies. As I say again, I ain't see long ago you used to see people from the Ministry of Health passing around hanging bottles to capture insect or whatever. And I haven't seen that for the past year and a half, going to 2 years, to say.
Mm-hmm.
And there is this new species of flies that I seen around now after burial pass, some tiny flies. I mean, we had to get some experts to look into it.
Okay,
Anyway,
I ain't rushing. Listen, what you're speaking about there, what I've picked up from one individual who seems to, I believe this person knows what they're speaking about, is that some of the insects we see are the ones that usually pollinate things like the nutmeg and the cocoa and so on. There's some of the insects that usually pollinate that. But when burial pass and destroyed the trees that they usually pollinate and so on, they finding themselves inside we house and thing. They don't have the trees that they would usually be out pollinating, and so the flowers were thrown down, the trees were thrown down. So these things are always here, but they don't end up in our houses because the vegetation is there. Because I could remember after Hurricane Ivan, it had a set of tiny red ones. Where I was in St. David, they had a set of tiny red one that was all over the place, and so they're always here. But the thing is, if the vegetation that they usually attach to, that their job is basically going from flower to flower of that vegetation, a hurricane has passed, it destroyed those flowers, it destroyed those plants, then they a lot of them around, they still find themselves ending up in people's houses and those kind of things. Yeah, so that they're always here is nothing new, they're always here, but now they're not in the bush, they're coming into people's house.
Well, that could pose create a problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Remember, we had how did that pink bug got here too? I was trying to do some research on this pink millie bug. How did that get to the islands? It wasn't.
But that one,
farm or something where that pass through.
somebody bring that one in. That is why they just tell you. That is why they tell you at the airport, do not bring in fruits and vegetables from other countries. That is how that one got into Grenada back in the early 1990s. But about 94, 95, 93, 94, 95, anywhere around there. Yeah.
Right.
All right, my brother. All right, thank you so very much for your call.
Keep up the good work, man. Keep up the good work. I hope we brother from Carriacou get through tonight.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much.
Right.
All right, bro. Yes, indeed. 440-7377. Yeah, some people vex with me. They say Biden was sick in truth. I don't know. I just... I'm a conspiracy theorist on that one. Yeah. So, yeah, the insects, that is what I heard in relation to them. That the plants that they usually on, those plants were damaged. The flowers and so were blown away. So they don't have the flowers to go to back and forth and that sort of thing. And that's why they're finding themselves inside people, place, and so. Because I've seen them. I've seen a lot of these different things. Also, you realize an increase in the number of mosquitoes. And the caller mentioned that the press secretary was on air this morning. And let me show you something from the Trinidad Guardian newspaper. Let me pull up the Trinidad Guardian newspaper for you. Yeah? Now, outside of Mayhem in the city, you know Trinidad newspaper, so normal killing thing and so. You see what's on the front page of the newspaper in Trinidad? 58 more dengue cases recorded. Yeah? That's what's on the front page here. Right under the thing here, right. 58 more dengue cases recorded. But that's not all. What they have done, yeah, on page 2, they have a full thing in relation to dengue. So they have the dengue count, 450 cases and 4 deaths. Yeah? And they give you information in relation to what you need to do around your house and so on to get rid of the water and so to reduce the amount of mosquitoes so that you could reduce the possibility of dengue spreading in your area. Yeah? And throughout it, there are other sections here where they deal with dengue again. Again, on this page here, they're dealing with dengue and so on. So they are informing their people. Yet we have not heard. Maybe I didn't hear. Maybe it's out there and I didn't hear. But where is the information for Grenada in relation to dengue? Even if it's 3 or 4 cases, let us know. Let us know what area it is in. Yeah, not that we're going to avoid the area, but it might be an area that need to have a cleanup. So a community group or something might say, listen, we don't want this thing in the area because if the elderly get it, or if the children get it, it could be very dangerous. Yeah? And I just remember where I learned that thing, yeah, doc that told me that one. Yeah, bruv. Yeah, told me that one. You have to be careful because if a person has dengue hemorrhagic fever and they use, in other words, hemorrhagic, yeah, they're hemorrhaging, they're bleeding. And if they go and they take a painkiller that causes your blood to thin, like aspirin and so on, you could actually make things worse instead of make things better. Right? So at least something that comes out that says what are the symptoms and so on. Yeah, that should be out there. And also encouraging people to clean the areas. The fogging crew is one fogging, well, when I say one fogging crew, one unit. And they can only do so much. They do a good job. I'll give Jackie Jacketa and Joan Shiblaus. They do a good job. But, come on. We have to understand the challenges that they are facing and try to help them. Because if they could come and fog today, water settle tomorrow, the mosquitoes back by the end of the week. Yeah? So we have to make sure that we keep the community as clean as possible. Anything that could store water and so on, that either we turn it upside down. If it's things that we have to throw it, do what we have to do to keep the communities clean. All right, 440, clearing the lines, 440-7377. And the caller did mention that the Prime Minister's press secretary was on this morning. Thank you, caller. And don't worry, I'm going back to the electoral list in a while. I ain't forget it. I know sometimes a little feel I forget thing, eh? No, I ain't forget it. We will be coming back to the electoral list. In fact, before I go to the Prime Minister press secretary, let me finish on the electoral list as I started it earlier. Folks, when it comes to the electoral list, there are things that I'm seeing there that a good friend of mine pointed out, and I went and I looked at it for myself in relation to the new names being registered. One, there are a lot of retired people being registered. Not re-registered, eh? There are a lot of retired people being registered. This leads me to believe that many of these people are not people. I'm not saying all, but many of these people are not people that are based in Grenada. Many of these individuals are individuals who are based outside of Grenada, because if you've been in Grenada all the time, more than likely you would be registered. It's highly unlikely that a person who would be a retiree is not on the voting scroll. They haven't been registered before. I would understand a student, somebody that has just taken the relevant age of 18 and has gone and registered. You could understand if you see high numbers of students. But what you're seeing is a high number of retirees. And are looking at some of the areas where some of these retirees are from and some of the constituencies where you're seeing that high number of retirees. And that says to me that a lot of these folks are more than likely people that came in with the slew of people that came in the last time, right, and made sure that they register and gone back to where they're supposed to go. My question to the electoral office would be how these people were registered if in many instances these people have not been in the state of Grenada, in some instances for over 20 years, or over 5 years, or over 10 years. Many of these folks have not been in Grenada. And the law says that you have to reside in that constituency for 12 months before being registered. So my question would be, what did they provide to the registration officers to be registered, seeing that these people actually have not been residing in Grenada for the last 12 months? And I'm not saying this is the case with everybody. Don't look at the list and think everybody you see as retired there, that is the situation with them. No. But I believe a significant number of them, and I'm saying this so all the constituencies, check your list. Yeah, those high number of retirees. Also, I'm seeing, for instance, I'll use one example. There's one which has his profession down as a military officer. We have no military. Yeah? If they're a member of the police force, they would be on the police list or they'd be down as a police officer. But a military officer, again, that tells me that is someone that came in from outside of Grenada and registered. Also, it is not plentiful, but in one or two instances, there are names that you know for a fact in Grenadian. We know Grenadian names. We know the Anglo and the Franco Grenadian names. Yeah? So we know the general names as a Grenadian. We could tell straight up that is a traditional Grenadian name. But if you see an Eastern European name, you might have to start to ask questions. Yeah? I'm not saying that the person doesn't have the right to be registered or so on. I'm saying that you might have to ask some questions. If you do not pay attention to the list, you will become a victim of the list. I'm saying that to each and every constituency. Yeah? If you do not pay attention to the list, eventually you will become a victim of the list. Check the list carefully. The addendum for the month of June, that is out. As of June, that addendum that comes out now for up to that period of time, it is out. Go through and go through the others too. And you'd recognize what is taking place there. How many retirees, Grenadians who have worked all their life in Grenada and retired, How many of them you feel never register that have to go and register now? Because this list that is coming out now is not the people who are registered all the time. This is the addendum. This is the additional people who have just been registered. In some instances, it may be people who were registered before and didn't bother to register in the last cycle. Yes, that could be the case. But the amount of retirees are seeing there, check your voters list. Check it. And the time is limited. Check your voters list. You only have a certain period of time to make your challenges and so on. Well, they say that, but you can still make challenges outside of that. Yeah, there's a technical way that you can still make. Yeah, let me settle my bench here. Yeah, you can still make challenges in relation to it, but don't wait for that. Make your challenges now. Do what you have to do. All right. So, folks, outside of that, and again, the phone lines are open: 440-7377-347-329-3101. Now, the Prime Minister was due to be on one of our local television, radio stations, internet, and so on today. And lo and behold, when people were tuning in to see the Prime Minister, in his stead was the press secretary, the Prime Minister, and we hope that he gets well. Yet, from what the press secretary said, he is a bit under the weather and he's lost his voice. So they wanted him to preserve his voice, what little voice he has left. They wanted him to preserve it because he has heads of government meeting here in Grenada next week, where he'll be assuming the chairmanship of CARICOM. Right? So they wanted him to sort of save and protect his voice until that point in time. Right? So, I don't know. That is where they say. I believe he's just afraid to face the public. That is me personally. I believe that Mr. Deacon and Miss Mitchell, the Prime Minister of Grenada, is afraid to face the Grenadian public. He knows if he went onto that station, the likelihood of any and anybody, including people like myself and all of you, had the ability to call him and ask him whatever question we had to ask him. He does not want to put himself into that position. He only goes into the safe spaces. So you find that he goes on to the other programs that he believes is very safe. Yeah, he goes there to the ones that he believes are very safe. He would go there. But we have to understand, sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. We have to understand what he's doing. So I really, well, if he lose his voice, you know, we hope that you get back your voice, Mr. Prime Minister, because we have questions that we need answered and we would like them answered verbally. Yeah? So we need you. But anyhow, when it comes to that, the press secretary stood in as well, not stood in, but she sit down as his replacement this morning. Now, let me just make this clear. I have worked along, and this is how long I've been involved. I've worked along with Miss Nancy Maguire, Mrs. Nancy Maguire. You all know Miss Nancy Maguire, lovely lady. Worked along with her many years ago when she was the press secretary. I've never known, during the period of time that she was press secretary to the Prime Minister, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, I've never known an instance where she went and sat in for him. If he couldn't make it to something, another minister was then sent in his stead, but not the press secretary. The press secretary would organize and find a minister. I've worked along with Mr. Barry Collymore when he was press secretary to the Prime Minister. I never knew that Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell could not make it to a function or an activity, and he sent Mr. Barry Collymore to represent him. Mr. Barry Collymore would I be checking with different ministers to find out which one of them would be able to represent the Prime Minister, and hopefully a senior minister to represent the Prime Minister on whichever forum it was. Yeah? After Mr. Barry Collymore, for a very brief moment, I worked with Mr. Richard Simon when he was the press secretary. Didn't really work close with him also. I was just there for a few months while he was the press secretary. But I never knew him doing that either. Afterwards, on the return of the new National Party, I worked along with Miss Keisha Grant, and after her, Miss Philomena Robertson. And in both instances, lovely ladies, professionals to the core. I never knew a situation Dr. Mitchell could not make a media appearance and one of them had to go and represent him. I know that they would send a different minister. So the prime minister can't go. You send another cabinet minister. Your press secretary doesn't sit in cabinet. But anyhow, for some strange reason, for the first time, they said they're doing things differently. So they sent the press secretary to go and do the interview. And I'll say this. Only don't do that again. Yeah? Don't make that mistake again. Only trying to mess up the young lady. Watch. I like the young lady. Don't do that. Right? Only trying to mess up the young lady, man. Because I can't understand why you would do something like that to her. She is unprepared. She does not understand the issues. Let me use an example here. Let me see. Let me just give the first example here. Right? Let me pull this up. All right? Nice. Yeah. So let me give the first example here.
A wee bit in terms of movement of people. CARICOM took a decision to fully implement the free movement of people within the space of from March, is it from March 30th of 2024 this year? Where is Grenada with the implementation of this particular process?
I think a lot of talks are still happening, and I know some of the islands already. I think Trinidad, St. Vincent, and Barbados, they have that ferry going back and forth. So I think we still need to have discussions about what actually can work for Grenada. So I know that will still be a big part of the discussion. So we await for final for that. I know people are excited about that. People want to be able to move freely.
Now, let me just explain something to you here. When you're talking about freedom of movement in the Caribbean, you're not talking about transportation. That's a separate issue. She didn't even understand the question that was just asked of her. Under the CARICOM single market and economy, what you have is that people who work in certain areas are able to go and live and work in different countries. That is the movement you're talking about. Not actually people being able to get a boat to go from here to Trinidad or wherever and so on. When you're speaking about the movement of people, you're speaking about the CSME, you're speaking about the aspects of the CARICOM Charter that various countries are trying to implement, which will allow certain categories of workers and broader category of workers now. For instance, if a Grenadian engineer decides that he wants to work in St. Vincent, that he would be able to go and work in St. Vincent. That's the movement they're talking about. That he would be able to go and work in St. Vincent and receive the same benefits as a Vincentian. And a Vincentian who wants to work in Grenada and is in one of the categories that is allowed would be allowed to come to Grenada and work and achieve the same benefits as a Grenadian worker. Yeah, including the NIS benefits and all that sort of thing. That is what you're talking about when you're speaking about freedom of movement. Not that if you have a vessel to take you from Guyana to Trinidad to Barbados and so, not even understanding the question that's being asked. That is, well, considering the lineup they have, the team, yeah, the batting lineup they had every 2S, so they might have said somebody who might have said something even more out of the way and poor thing. I mean,
like last week when we went up to Carriacou, somebody was proposing free movement into Carriacou.
Yeah.
You know, they said, let's bring everything for free. And of course, we can't just bring everything in for free because we need to find a way to make money for the country. So everything cannot.
Why you mean you can't bring everything into Carriacou for free right now? What's stopping you all? You all got over $100 million thus far in insurance payments due to the excellent work that the new National Party government, led by Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, did. Yeah? They ensured that Grenada was insured. They ensured that Grenada was insured. So you all get a pile of money. So I mean you can't get things for free. A listener messaged me a while ago and they made a very excellent point. They were saying that how government can help the Carriacou people right now that are buying the building material here to go up to Carriacou is possibly they could pay for the boat. Yeah. Pay the boat to make trips on specific days with the building material. That is going to help the people a lot, because you're talking about the transportation costs there. And they cannot say that they don't have the money to do something like that. That listener is spot on. That used to be a program I used to do too. That listener is spot on. Because I think that would be an excellent thing to do. Why not say that our government is going to pay the costs of the Tyrrell Bay Express to leave Grenada and go up to Carriacou, leave Carriacou, come down to Grenada and bring up material. It would make it easier for the people that are trying to rebuild. So they can't say they don't have the money, and I think they're still holding the money they're supposed to spend for independence in Carriacou. Well, right now, Carriacou people ain't bothering with that. Utilize that money and pay the boat. Yeah? 22 million they had, 14 million, 7. We ain't sure up to this day. Right. Because the minister saying one thing, then he come in and say a next thing and all. So that's a whole other story for itself. But we're saying that I believe, and that is not my idea, that's one of the listeners' idea. Let me make that clear. That's not Sheldon's idea, that's one of the listeners' idea. That probably one way that government could assist is pay the boat. So you cut that cost, that how much $100 or how much $1,000 that people may be paying there to bring their goods up to Carriacou. I think that would be excellent. Yeah? And in the case of some people when they're coming down, and so at least they assist in some way now. And that is an easy do. That is an easy one to do. But again, when you're dealing with that kind of people that don't understand, when you're talking of freedom of movement, you're talking about certain categories of workers being able to work in other CARICOM states. And one of the issues that is circulating CARICOM in relation to the freedom of movement, in other words, the freedom of people to be able to go into other territories and work, is that many of the territories, for want of a better way of saying it, they don't want Haitians. Remember, Haiti is part of CARICOM. And a lot of the countries are saying straight up, they're not going to accept Haitians under the CSME, under the freedom of movement and so on. Right? So, my dear, I know somebody, if you're not watching the program tonight, because at least somebody go tell you, when they're talking about freedom of movement, Popo, they ain't talking about if it have something to bring people here. Eh? Nice. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Good night to you, Mr. Scott.
Hey, Carriacou.
Yes, and good night to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you, my dear.
Yes, it took me such a long time to call you because I couldn't find a signal.
Oh, dear.
So I hide in a little spot and I get in the signal there.
Don't move, don't
move. It does not cut out.
Stay right there, don't move.
Yes. Mr. Scott, we have to call the government out for the wrongdoing. And Mr. Scott, I'm living in Bellevue South, and there is nothing happening in Bellevue South. I tell you, the place is like a ghost town. Everything happening in other villages, and it seems like they forget about Bellevue South. They're fogging all the other villages, and we never had no one fog Bellevue South. You're not seeing a dog walking in Bellevue South. When as we talk about the weather and the rain, right now I said barrel underneath the tarpaulin, because the tarpaulin is pregnant. So when you're ready to deliver, it's water that's coming down. And we have to set barrel and bucket. And Mr. Scott, one thing I know, yes, the flies and the mosquito, we're living in it. That's another hurricane by itself. Mr. Scott, everywhere you go, the whole place is stink. The place is smell. I want them to go and search for the dead body, what the people died in the yacht down in Harveyville. Find the dead bodies so they could give them a good burial. I understand they found one child.
Are you saying that there is possibly still people missing in Carriacou right now?
Yes, they have. The first news I heard about it, they say it was 9 of the people missing. Yeah, and there is people missing.
Hold on. We know you're getting the information down here. We ain't hear about nobody missing in Carriacou still.
Nobody.
That is news to us.
Mr. Scott, where we are, we're not getting no news, no information concerning the hurricane. They're just talking about the government doing this and the government doing that. But they're not telling us nothing. I'm here and we're just dormant, just like our village. Nothing on the air. We're not hearing nothing except the little bit GBN giving to us, right? And it is not right. Everything is a mess, right? The thing about it, what I'm saying, and I'm very, very upset about it, the young people in Carriacou, the young people who need work, why do they have to get people from Grenada, wherever they come from, and using them as volunteer and paying them and do not give the young people work? I spoke to some young men and they told me they want a job, but they want them to volunteer to do the work. And that is not right. And the people who volunteer, they're paying them to do the work. And he said he's not volunteering. And I don't blame them because it is not right what they're doing. Yes, there is little activities going on in Carriacou. The Guyanese come down, they come with the material just to repair the government complex building. All the government buildings, that's what they're going to do. But we, the people, are suffering. Nobody helping us. Nobody coming to us. As I said before, thank God for the Samaritan Post. They are the one who giving us little things. Yes, but no government official come to see anybody. Nobody at all. Maybe they go in special places, but I can swear to you, they haven't been to see me. My house is on the hill. And if you're driving from the north, from the top or to the bottom or the north to the south, you can see my house. And you see the house. Sometimes the house didn't have no tarpaulin. No, as I said before, we got the tarpaulin, right? But no official been to me except the Samaritan lady. She came, and I went back to them, and they give me another tarpaulin, and they give me some wood to cover the tarpaulin. Government people not interested in us. They're not interested in us. They're there to call. And I'm telling you.
Have you seen anybody in Carriacou get any type of material assistance?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they have. Maybe they have, but they're not going to come up Bellevue South and tell me. But when I went, I'm not getting anything. Right? The Samaritan. But no government official come and say to me, oh, come, how are you doing? But because I remember with Kit Mitchell, he used to have a brigade. And in peace of the brigade, they're going around and they're checking on the people, see if the people is all right, put people together and to repair people's house or to help the people. But they are not helping the people. They're just doing what they have to do. But we have to sit back and watch them do their work. But no one helping us, right? So we have to wait to see where we could get help for ourselves to put the roof over our head. Even to fix a window, nobody is coming, right? We have to go out. So I can't even walk, but I have to try, right? Everybody's for themselves. And what they're doing is wrong. It is wrong. We shut off a lot of things, but no one coming. The government for themselves. To give Mr. Andy Williams, AJ Williams, the message. We don't want him in Carriacou. He's not doing nothing for us in Carriacou. He just wants to gain political mileage for himself. And I said it before, and I'm saying it now. And I want them to hear me. I don't care, right? We don't want him in Carriacou. He's not doing nothing for us in Carriacou. He just wants to look good on camera to show that he's doing something. Because every word comes from the mouth, they're lying. And we don't want them. Because if you're no good to us, you can't provide us with nothing, you are no good to us. Because he come and he stay in one place. He only going to the place that is important to him, but not to us, right? And a lot of people, yes, some of them, they're bawling with their mouth closed, but opening my mouth and I'm talking because I'm feeling it. If I have to die, I have to die alone because nobody come and see us, right? So, Mr. Scott, I want to greet the Carriacou, the Grenadian people. Sister Kami, good night to you, Sister Kami. Sister Kendall, good night. Good night to you, Dr. Dubois. Good night to you, everyone in Carriacou, in Grenada, everyone who listens to me. Good night to you all, and Carriacou and Petit Matnik. You lot have a wonderful night. Mr. Scott will talk again, okay?
All right, my dear. And
All
tell
right,
your
then.
husband, hold on. Tell your husband good night for me.
Yes, I will tell him that. He's very much appreciated.
I'm not
You
leaving
don't
him
want
out
to leave him
again.
out.
I ain't leaving him out again.
No, don't leave him out again.
All right.
He wouldn't like that.
Thank you so very much, my dear. You have a wonderful one.
You too. Have a wonderful night.
All right.
And I'm telling you, Mr. Scott, next thing, let the people put the X in the right place. We want people to lead this country, not these young little people and them who don't know nothing. Some of them is seeing the mother breast milk on the face. That we don't want them to rule this country. They got nothing to offer us. They're little children. They have no experience. Dr. Kiss was right. They have to go back to the training school because everybody's suffering. Everybody wants to fill up the pocket, and they don't care where they're getting it from. They're not helping us. When Dean Kiss Mitchell in show Grenada and Carriacou and Petit Martinique, if St. Vincent could employ people and to help and to rebuild the country back, why can't the government do it too? Why can't he employ people to build the country? It is not right.
Let us hope they
It is not right at all.
Let us hope they take the advice. But one thing I want you to do, please do not let your blood pressure go up
Will I get vexed
and
with?
start to have don't let your blood pressure go up and it start to affect. Don't let this affect your health. You already have
good.
enough dealing with already, eh? You
No,
already
I'm
have
good.
enough dealing with. So don't. I hope you're checking your blood pressure and these kind of things.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Right.
I'm good on that. I'm right on the spot.
Okay.
I'm good on that. Right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, because if I'm dying, blood pressure can't help me. No one can help me because things are not right. I know we have a disaster, and I expect the government to do better than that. Remember, if you don't have the people, the citizens in your country, you don't have no land. The land is just land, but you need the people in the land. So you could call them these, as you say, this is your nation people, right? So you have to look after them. So when we could look after others too, we take an example. So they better learn from the best one, Dr. Keith Mitchell. Go back and read his manuscript and see how to govern the country. Let it go back and do it, right? Anyway, have a good night.
All right, bye then.
Bye-bye. Good night. Bye.
Yes, indeed. 440-7377. That's 440-737. Yeah, let me take this call. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night.
Hi, good night, sir.
Yeah, Sheldon,
Yes, sir.
I have a little problem.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, the ferry, right? Not a ferry, let me load them. The offspring.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you're going to Carriacou, we as a group, we want to go up to Carriacou to give us some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they are charging, after they give you 2 luggage, you could travel it, and after that, a case of water is $10, man. You understand me? I find that is ridiculous.
Well, let me
We are going to...
let me say this, sir. And
Yeah.
I'll say this in defense of the Osprey. I know a lot of people gonna beat me up on it, but I'll go take in defense
Yeah.
of the Osprey. I think
Mhm.
I think the government is supposed to step in and assist in situations like that. Because
Yeah,
I know
I
for a
find so.
fact, when you find in Petit Martinique, the Osprey place up there, well, basically no longer exists. It mash up. The one in Carriacou, forget that. And the office gone, the building that they had, the little hotel, guest house, and that gone. So they suffered. The staff that are working with the Osprey right now, and I'm talking about the local staff, the Grenadian staff,
Yeah, yeah.
the young ladies that people are going down in front of the fire station and abuse on a daily basis and get on. These young ladies, their house gone.
Okay.
Their house gone, you know. And they're out working and trying to think. In an instance like that, I would say that the government needs to step in. I don't expect the Osprey necessarily to have to make the for want of a better word, the sacrifice. Because what you are doing is important, and yes, you need to be assisted to do that because you're going and help.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You're going and
Yeah,
help.
but listen, man, the next problem that I have, I heard, I know how true it is, that there's a free boat, right? I know there's a free boat goes up to Carriacou on I think it's a daily basis, right?
Daily.
And I don't know if it's daily or thing, but yeah, it's Saturday we want to go.
Mm-hmm.
But here, what I'm hearing, if you go up with a free boat, even though you are going as a group, it's when you go on the boat, and to reach the Carriacou, they tell you what you have to do, and they are directing you like you have to go and pick up trash, sweep up there, or do anything. I want to know if that is true.
Okay,
and
hold on.
How this thing works.
What I would say is that I know through the Ministry of Mobilization, they have quote unquote cleanup crews that go up on a Saturday morning. In fact, I got to the pier just after the boat had left on Saturday, because I had some business with the Osprey, the other one. And when I got there, you found out that what happens is that you call the Ministry of Mobilization, you apply to be a volunteer. They would call you when you get there on a Saturday morning. I believe it's for 6 a.m. The boat is leaving. Your name has to be on the list. They would give you a wristband, and you go up to Carriacou together with them, and you're part of their team. So it's not like people who want to go otherwise could go with that boat. Only people who are part of their team. So it's not really a free boat, and people just go up. It is you have to be part of their team to go up with them. Maybe, I'm just going to throw this out here. If you have a team of people that are going up to volunteer and do something in Carriacou, contact the Ministry of Mobilization and Implementation, tell them what you want to do, and see if they would offer you all a space on that boat. If they do offer you the space on that boat, then I don't know what's going on. Something has to be wrong. Because how much are you? How large is your team?
How much are people? Yeah. It's
a rough estimate. How much are you all on your team?
It's about 7 persons.
About 7. So I see no reason that you should approach the MIT ministry and be rejected. And if you approach the MIT ministry and you're rejected, call me. Call me and let me know. Because I know that the minister in charge of that is listening to this program tonight, because he listens every night and then tries to counteract everything that we says. Do a bad job at it, but tries to counteract everything that we say here. Approach them tomorrow morning. Approach them. If they refuse to let you all go up, then we will talk further. Just let me know.
Okay.
All right, my brother. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, because if you have a boat that's going up, that's paid for by government, you have 6 individuals who are willing to volunteer, but in a specific area to go up to Carriacou and do something, and you refuse to let them on, then maybe you have to have your party card to get on the boat. Yeah, maybe that's what happened. Maybe you have to have your party card. Now, I can't say anything else. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. Don't worry, we forget Miss Etienne. We're coming back to her just now. We had to go back to Miss Etienne just now. Yeah, because I want to play something else Miss Etienne said this morning. Cammy, take the pillow and put it over your ears and take it right now. No, yeah, Cammy, I know the Cammy don't like to hear that at all. Cammy, put the pillow over your ears. Let's hear Miss Etienne. And I have the wrong one on. Yeah, let me just that's my error. It's not that the audio is not up and I didn't bring the video up. Let me just bring it up. Right.
Well, there's a topical issue, I would say, on the low-income homes in Carriacou, where the PM, claimed to have given authorization to people to access the low-income units. And Minister Thomas advised that persons already occupying them. MP Williams has since done a live and advised the place is not habitable. What is the status of the housing units in Carriacou, if you can answer that?
Well, the last I heard was there was some damages to the housing unit. So I know those will have to be checked before people can actually go inside. It did sustain some flooding. Some of the roofs were damaged and some windows and so on were damaged. So I know they're looking at fixing those up so that people can move in. Yes, the Prime Minister did proclaim that, people we actually can give them permission to go in.
By the way, that's why the song, when you're trying to lie and you're not doing a good job at it, right? Or you're trying to obfuscate an issue, you start to talk over yourself and so yeah, it
some flooding. Some of the roofs were damaged, and some windows and so on were damaged. So I know they're looking at fixing those up so that people can move in. Yes, the Prime Minister did. Proclaim that people we actually can give them permission to go in, but before that can be done, you must ensure that it's a livable space.
Right.
Yeah.
So has work as the problem that you mentioned, has they actually started work at that?
They have done some evaluation on it. I know they did go in sometime last week to do some work on it. So I'm not sure what the status of it is just yet. But the Prime Minister has committed to go into Carriacou every Friday. So hopefully,
we really care about that. We don't need him up there anyhow. Yeah. So, Madam Press Secretary, just so that you know, there are people living in the houses now, not Carriacou people. But there are people living there. The teams from the Ministry of Health who you were referred to earlier as doing the fogging and so, they are the houses. The Grenada teams that are working, they are the houses and so. So when you're speaking about some damages and so on, let's see if we can pull it up here for you. Because there seems to be some discrepancy between what you are saying and what the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs is saying. Remember, let me see if I could find it here. Ministry of Carriacou. Yeah, let me see if we could find the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs was saying something a bit different when it comes to the situation with those houses. Remember, in the first week, they were saying that there was significant damage to the houses. And then the week after that, they were saying that the damage was not that significant. And as such, the various people they're living there, the workers that have come up, they're staying there. I'm just searching for it. Yeah, just looking for it. You understand? Right. Yeah, I want to make sure that I get it properly and thing. Right. Nice. So I'm looking for it right now. Let me see. Yeah. Where is it? Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs. Come on. Yeah. Well, I'll find this in a little while anyway. But yes. So there are people living there, and the significant damages. The roof that was coming off, as you heard from a caller earlier this week, is a bomb shelter roof that day. So when you see the piece of galvanized peel back, that is not the cause of the flooding. There may be one or two areas that the rain may have slammed against the window and so you have water seeping. In other instances, you may have a broken window here or there. So you have water that seeped in like that. But to come and give the impression that the whole place was flooded and it have a pile of broken windows and people can't live there, like what Andy Williams went up there and stand in front of the place and lie and say, to give people that impression that 1 week the place is uninhabitable. Human being can't stay there. Me, I would say, we can't put people inside it. You can't put them there because when you look at the situation inside of the houses, you can't put people to stay inside there. And then the following week, people staying inside there. It's something all you have against Carriacou and Petit Martinique people. That's my personal belief. It is something that all you have against Carriacou and Petit Martinique people. So, Madam Press Secretary, you may need to go and double check. Before you speak on these issues, go and double check what has been said before. In fact, the host there, he lead you into the question, because he tell you the Prime Minister say, and we played that on this program before. I don't think I need to play it tonight. I don't need to play it tonight, isn't it? We played that on this program Monday and Tuesday. We played it on this program before, and even last week. We played it. Where the Prime Minister said that he's authorizing the use of those houses for people who lose their roof and their house and so to go and stay. After that, we heard the Minister with responsibility for housing, under whom the houses at that housing project, it falls under her authority, said that people were living there already. But up to this day, no Carriacou people, up to today, the 24th day of July, 2024, no Carriacou people living inside there. So I'm only feel Carriacou people are Yaza. Them young people, know what we're talking about. Only feel we are Yaz? Yes, we. Only feel we are Yaz? So we can't stay in them. Them house and them ain't good enough for us, sir. Folks, let's take it again. One more time. Let me hear what she had to say.
Movement of people. CARICOM
No,
took
not the movement of people, man. Hey, no wrong one, man. That's not the thing. Hey, there's the thing. This one, man.
There's a topical issue, I would say, on the low income homes in Carriacou, where the PM claimed to have given authorization to people to access the low income units. And Minister Thomas advised that persons already occupying them. MP Williams has since done a live and advised the place is not habitable. What is the status of the housing units in Carriacou, if you can answer that?
Well, the last I heard was there was some damages to the housing unit. So I know those will have to be checked before people can actually go inside. It did sustain some flooding. Some of the roofs were damaged and some windows and so on were damaged. So
how come when the Chinese ambassador go up, all of a sudden it wasn't that significant? And it wasn't that significant till the point in time that the Grand Lake workers could be there and the Ministry of Health people could be there and one or two other people could be there, but not the people at Carriacou. How come that could end up being the case? Madam Press Secretary, you better start paying attention. You're supposed to be the repository of all knowledge in relation to this administration as you pass it on to the Grenadian people on behalf of the Prime Minister. But it seems as though you're severely lacking in understanding of issues and lacking in understanding of what the facts are. And that is what you're supposed to be giving us. Not maybe, not suppose, not it could be. You're supposed to be giving us facts. As I said, I was around Miss Nancy Maguire. I was around Mr. Barry Collymore. I was around for a very short time Mr. Richard Simon. I was around Miss Keisha Grant, and I was around Philomena Robertson. All of them consummate professionals. Consummate professionals. Yeah? And what they would give are facts in relation to something. What you're saying is not a fact. It's not true. Or there is some sort of cross in the wires between what the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique is saying and what you are saying, because it's a totally different thing when it comes to what the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique are saying. Yeah? 440-7377, 347-329-3101. Let's give those numbers again. 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside. And let me show you something now. Nurse Maguire. Yeah. Nurse Maguire walking up there, girl. Yeah, realize all you walking hard up there. Right? Folks, let me just show you some of the stuff that Nurse Maguire and the Nurses Association up there are getting together for the people of Grenada and Carriacou and so on. Some of the stuff that they have put together. They're trying to ship down as much stuff as they could ship. Yeah, bring down as much stuff as they could bring. Yeah, Pampers and so on, adult diapers. Yeah, and medication, aspirin, Tylenol, them kind of thing, Advil and them thing, yeah. They're trying to bring down as much medication and other things that they can to assist. All right? Yeah, so those of you that want to donate and want to assist the Nurses Association, do that. Those of you that have the ability to and can, please assist the Nurses Association. 440-7377. I think I just missed a call. 440-7377. Call, you can call back. 440-7377. That is the number for you to get onto the inside of tonight's program. It's now 19 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock in the Spice Isle of Grenada. We're going up to the hour of 10 o'clock. We say a special good night to our listeners out there in North America. That's a good way to cover everywhere without calling, Yeah, but our Texas listeners, or Carolina listeners, or listeners up there in Alberta, in Canada, Saskatchewan, whichever part of Canada you are, we say a special good night to each, and we will come back with that list. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Yeah, good night. It's me again.
Yeah.
I want you both go to the part of the interview about when she was quizzed or asked about the regularization process concerning the
I find you'll want to move faster than me. Relax.
I hear you.
Relax.
But
We go talk.
I just want to get your feedback on it.
Relax. Yeah, we go talk.
All right.
Relax. Yeah. We have another caller online. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night. Sheldon.
Yes, sir. You're live. Go right ahead.
Yeah, how can I make donation for the people in Carriacou? I'm calling from Florida, USA.
Well, it depends on.
Yeah, how can I make donation?
It depends on where you want to donate. If you want to assist the Nurses Association, because they're doing quite a lot, I can put you in contact with Nurse Maguire.
Okay. The number that I'm calling you on, can you WhatsApp the number for me on that number?
Absolutely no problem. I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, my brother. Thank you. Yes, indeed. 440-737-734-732-9310. I'll send the number for you. 440-7377. All right? Yeah. Right. Nice. Beautiful. All right, Nurse McGuire. 440-737-734-732-9310. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. All right? And I'm just checking some of the comments. Well, let us say some kind of thing in the comments that throw me off totally, you know. Yeah, I just afraid all you. Or let us say some kind of thing in those comments and them day. I just had to afraid all you. In those comments. All right, yes. So let me see if I can pull up that article because yeah, there's I think there's the article here. Yeah, man, that thing here. Yeah, I'll pull it up. Let's just take this call and then I'll go to that. Hello, good night.
Hi, good night.
Good night, my dear.
First time caller.
Thank you so very much. Don't be a stranger. Make sure it's not the last time you
No,
call.
I am not a stranger. I listen each and every night.
All right, my dear.
Okay, I hear you were saying that they can say he's saving his voice for what?
Well, the heads of government next week, but ain't he opening a community center tomorrow?
But not even that. Just before the election, he was here, there, and everywhere, huffing and puffing, right? He didn't want to save his voice for them. What about now?
Well, my dear, here's the thing, and let me say this one while you're on air. In one breath, they're telling us that the Prime Minister, that he was trying to save his voice. And in the next breath, they were telling us there was a cabinet meeting today. Who is the chairperson of cabinet? Who is the person in charge of cabinet? Is the same Prime Minister?
Was he shouting today? Was he shouting? Was he screaming? What was he saying?
But he didn't show up.
If Grenadians, I mean, I know definitely some of them don't want NMP to come back in power. That is the reason why they get none like that. But come on, if they stay there and getting all this use and abuse from Deacon and his administration, come on, it's like they lose their esteem, they lose everything. It's like they don't care anymore. We was good. Grenadians was good. They was too happy. You understand? But greed take those bitches and I'm sorry. Greed take them. They want a new government and look what's going on in everybody have to feel it now. Everybody. Come on. God have mercy. Anyways, let's keep up the good work.
Thank you so very much, my dear. And as I said, do not be a stranger. Make sure you call again.
I will.
All right. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
All right. 4407. Marilyn, where you come out? You're late today. Marilyn. Yes, you're late today. Yes, indeed. 4407377. I just had it here. And oh yeah, I got it back. Yeah. Because for one brief moment I lost the article. And let me just pull it up big and bold, yeah. This article is from the Facebook page, the social media page of the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs and Local Government, yeah? And it says here, Minister Andrews commended for his leadership following the passage of Hurricane Beryl. In that article, it says Ambassador Hong Tian was brought to the Dumfries housing scheme, which was constructed by the Chinese government. The housing scheme, which suffered minimal damage, is now housing, hurricane relief volunteers from Grenada and the Caribbean region. Yeah? And this was when? What date? This was on the 17th of July. Just last week. Yeah? And this is the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs is putting this out. So I would expect that Madam Press Secretary knows this, so she would not be speaking that nonsense that she was speaking there this morning. Yeah? Ambassador Hong Tian, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly and not slaughtering it. Ambassador Hong Tian was brought to the Dumfries housing scheme, which was constructed by the Chinese government. The housing scheme which suffered minimal damage, and I want you all to pay particular attention to these words, which suffered minimal damage, especially these two words here, minimal damage. Yeah? Is now housing hurricane relief volunteers from Grenada and the Caribbean region, because that flies in the face of what we have been hearing, yeah, from Minister Andy Williams when he was lying in front of the place. Not lie down, when he was standing up there and telling untruths, yeah, in relation to the place, that people can't stay there. You can't put people there. The place badly damaged. Yeah? And I'm trying to get the other article right now. That's why you see I kind of talking and I'm watching on the side here. 440-737-734-7329-3101. Yeah, folks, we're still taking your calls. Give us your calls. All right? Yeah, just trying to find it there. Right? Because I want to remind you all of what was said before. Or you could delete it and we have it on the program anyway and we done screenshot that already. So if you want to delete that particular article all you had before, it's not a problem for us. You could go ahead and do that. Right? We would hope that you don't, but you can go ahead and do that. Oh, no, here it is. Yeah? So let's pull that article up here. The Dumfries Housing, again, this is the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs. And it says here on the 12th. So the 12th, so after the 12th, the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, the 16th, the 17th, 5 days later. So the Dumfries Housing Project. Following an assessment visit to the Dumfries Housing Project, it was recognized that the units in their present conditions are not suitable for living. Right? Minimal amount of damages. All you edit the article. Let's see if the article was edited. Yes, view the edit history right here. All right, so let's see here. So it changed from a considerable amount of damages. So all you change that. Yeah? So it changed. You realize how these people and them wicked, evil, and lie. So they changed. When we spoke about it on Monday, they changed the article now from a considerable amount of damages. So all you know, we could go back and find what all you do. And you know, I go put it on air and show what all you do. All you wicked and lie. So the edit history shows what originally the article said. A considerable amount of damage was sustained to the buildings during the passage of the hurricane just over a week ago. This includes roof damages, broken windows, doors, and flooded units. But all of a sudden, that has changed to a minimal amount of damages was sustained. Who are you fooling? Best already leave it rather than come and expose all you as the liars that you all are. Yeah? So they change it. All you have to do is you go here. Any one of you can do it. You go here and you view the edit history. And it shows that they changed that wording. Yeah? They changed it. And they have other, you all did other edits too? Oh, okay. So a considerable amount of damages. After we spoke about it and we showed what they had there, yeah, only bothering to listen to me. Go and fix Carriacou. Don't bother to be listening to me. Minimal amount of damages is what they changed it to now. Well, they're trying to come and say no that I lie. Me only dealing with 440 Mind my movie when I was small, the gang that can't shoot straight. 440 I'm gonna drink some water on that one. 4407377. No wonder I keep hearing this song in my head whole day. I'm gonna play a piece of that song while I drink some water. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Good night, you hear like that is lie. Each person say if you tell a lie, you go into hell as soon as you die.
The people go back.
Devil advocate. Devil is the devil.
They go back and edit the article they have before to make it look like if I lie, you know.
I see it. The people too wicked. They bad mind. We said the people play Carriacou, they get $1 million. What they doing it? I want Dr. Kid Mitchell to step up. See all this money they get in there. You see they give people that money. They put it in their pocket, they find big friends to eat and drink. Sheldon is very wicked. These people is very wicked people, and Grenadians open all your eyes. Go and get ready stuff. Go and get a lot of ready stuff.
Not
check
only
all
that.
the electoral office, check all the papers and go to vote. Can you take a bill from your constituents and put it on next to vote? Be careful, Grenadians, open your eyes and go and vote. These people are out, they're not good.
Imagine a government to do a thing like that. Just to try and make it look like if we lying, you know. The people go back and edit what they had day before. They go and change what they had day before and put something else, you know.
Sheldon, they hate what they love.
But they didn't realize how social media operates. But anyway, we're going to teach them a lesson tonight.
They hate what they love. They say they were by the hand that feed you. So other was by the hand that feed us. And now they ball it. They will ball. Let me take it. Have a good night, Sheldon.
Thank you very much. Yes, my dear, I did spend some time around. I never worked with Mr. Leslie Pierre, but I get enough tongue lashing from him to know how to do things properly. When I write a press release and I send it to Mr. Leslie Pierre, and I see it was 440-1498 calling you. Yeah, I could remember the number, right? 440-1498. Once I see that number calling me, I know I did something wrong in that press release. Mr. Pierre calling me to correct me, the late Mr. Leslie Pierre. Yeah? I spent enough years with Mr. Ian George in the Barnacle too. They ain't fooling me easy. You're mad. 440-7377-3. Mavis, good night to you. 440-7377-347-329-3101. Those are the numbers to get onto the inside of tonight's program. Yeah, Ole, what going on with the ganja? Let me ask Miss Etienne what going on with the ganja. You understand? Because they're supposed to be, I mean, remember, a significant part of the National Democratic Congress campaign was that they gave the impression to a lot of folks in Grenada that they would be legalizing marijuana. That promise has now changed to they are going to legalize for medicinal use. Yeah? Medicinal use. So you have to get a doctor paper to be able to utilize. But before we go to that, let's take this call. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Brother Sheldon Scott.
Hey, good evening, sir. How art thou?
Pretty good, thank you.
All right. Go right ahead. You're live.
Yes. Good program as usual.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Brother Scott, you know, we kind of, we're dealing with some real current issues there, but I think we forgetting. Well, I know the way you operate, and enough respect to that. But we need to continue calling out the apparent falsified issues concerning the 50th anniversary of our independence.
Yes, we can't allow ourselves to forget all of those issues. So I'm glad that you're raising it.
No.
Go right ahead.
Right. So the different companies that were involved, that is involved, because we're still under one year independent 50th anniversary, and all the money that these people and them are receiving as a salary or aid toward what they're doing. Is that voluntarism? I don't think so, because they've been paid. So I think that's one of the reasons why the people in our lovely Little Island of Carriacou and Pidimapnik are not volunteering themselves to do any work whatsoever in the rebuilding of their very own place, well, as initiated or instructed by this government. You know, because this government is a government of vindictiveness, right? They're misleading people, they're lying. Well, just check what you just read there of the news clip, you know? Change what the lie that they had, they change it openly, publicly like that. No, man, these people, something wrong. Something wrong. You see? And there are some pastors or some preachers among this government, you know, forgetting the proverb, forgetting the scripture that says, woe unto him.
Supposed pastors.
Supposed, yes. Woe unto the man or the person who put truth for error and error for truth. That's a curse. That's a curse, especially our leadership. Lying. Yes? Telling lies blatantly, openly, telling lies. And the people in our country appears to be, well, intelligent people. Trust me, they're intelligent. They're smart people. But they're being misled. You know, I don't know in what name or in whose name, but they're misled. You know? So I want us to continue calling out these people for the evil, the wrong, the lies, and all of that they're doing. And this is not alleged, you know, because you're hearing it on from the voices, from the clips that you're playing. They are hearing it. You know, they themselves are hearing it. So at least, oh my goodness. I don't know, brother. The honest truth is we're in a real serious mess, you know. We're in a mess. That is what you call a kakistocracy. You know? A rule by the wrong or the worst you could even think about. You know, they're not taking, listen, Dr. Mitchell, the NNP, offered themselves. We have so much of fine folks within the organization. Huh? The Honorable Peter, Clarice, Kate Lewis, Emmeline Pierre, the Right Honorable Dr. Kit Mitchell, plus Gregory Bowen and all the others. Just name them, Brother Cox. Just name them. Team up with these people. Come on, authority. Team up with these people, and let's recover this place. This place need. Watch me. The people, they need help. They need help urgently. When the rain fell today, I felt so bad for, you know, the people in Carriacou and
that's the thing, same thing. When the rain fall, that's the first thing on my mind. And oh gosh, people in Carriacou and Pidimapnik in this thing.
No man, these people need to listen. These people really need to review their behavior. You know? Yeah, they got so many. Listen. I am more than certain. I mean, based on the past history, that the police organization, police force, would have received assistance to rebuild the station. Is that work started? Has it started? I am more than certain that the people from London, Carriacou, the Carriacouians have much people abroad, would have sent money or material. Has this started? Because the government just want them to give the instruction as to when to start. Joke you're making. We need to review our constitution. The people have the right to the way that they want to live. At least, of course, they have to be guided, you know, because we don't want them to get, you know, do what they want in terms of the behavior and so on. All right, brother. Listen,
yes,
that's all I have to say tonight.
All right.
That's all.
Thank you very much. Yes, indeed. That's my pastor there. All right, folks. 440-7377, 347-329-3101. Yeah, I wonder where she had to say on the weed. Give me the weed. Good ganja weed.
conversation this morning. Now, sometime in 2018, if my memory serves right, CARICOM did a study on marijuana. Where is Grenada with the legalization process of the herb?
Okay, so recently the Ministry of Agriculture hosted a marijuana consultation, and those will be ongoing. We had a consultation in St. George, so I know they'll be going around the country to do more consultations. But a document has been prepared for Cabinet, and they're actually meeting this morning to talk through the marijuana.
So Cabinet was meeting this morning. They're actually meeting this morning. The Prime Minister is the chairman of Cabinet. He's on island. So he made the Cabinet, but he couldn't make the 1 hour on GBN. All right. Okay. All right. I'm pretty sure he made the Cabinet. We'll come back to that. Oh boy, I missed the call. Let me see. Yeah, I have a call coming in. Hello, good night. Hello. Hello.
Good night, Mr. Scott.
Good night, Camille Teresa Scott.
Good night to the Grenadian people, home and abroad. Miss Madison, good night. And my friend from Carriacou that come from Canada, good night to you. Sheldon, I had to play well at our suffering boy. I was in the hospital yesterday. What? We're talking about that hospital is nurses under a lot of stress. Nobody tell me. I've been there. And I meet about 50 people when I went to casualty yesterday with babies, and they could not see a doctor. I don't see no doctor there. When I start to give trouble, I had to give trouble for them to start to call people. I threatened them, I said, taking out all my clothes and pray Maria. And then they call in them people. One doctor. A lot, they're under a lot of stress. I'm telling you, I won't lie. I lived there this morning, and I couldn't get transportation. I had to pay $40 to the ambulance, the government ambulance, to drop me home this morning. Yes. That's why you reached to in Grenada.
You had to pay the ambulance this morning.
People say you're lying. Yes, they say you're lying. Yes, I see babies. A lady, I meet a young lady from up here. She says she's doing this since morning. And they can't see her. And they're leaking. I will send the picture for you. In the emergency room. Rain coming, water coming down. Nothing. Well, thank God for Dr. McLeish. For years that lady seen about me when I go up there. She alone. And then when I run 1 o'clock, I see another one come. Everybody inside of the casualty room bawling out. Yeah. Lord have mercy, I don't think we need a week. But this time what I'm going through, I just sorry for some of them. Because they bring that on themselves. And they used to complain. I remember when I did that surgery in the hospital with my foot, and I'm going up there in the night, he used to have the Cuban, they used to have African, and the deceased Dr. Thomas. 3-4 doctors used to be in that hospital when you go in the emergency room. That time they was in the old casualty. Not that new one on top of it. One, the nurse stress out because everybody nurse. And it's a nice young lady from Birch Grove that called me and she take me pressure. They was very good to me because I was giving trouble because I'm in pain and nobody and children crying. They who come in, they can't breathe, you know. Mm-hmm. A young man coughing, brush anti-mail, they lie down. Who from Willis? Then when I start to get trouble, I have to get some trouble for them to start
So he called and said, well, one doctor, or they had to have another doctor in the casualty. They get the next one, and that's how things start to happen. People start to see a doctor and to get an injection, to get a tablet, to ease the pain. It is really sad with the Ministry of Health that nurses and them under stress, and the doctors under a lot of stress in the general hospital. But they did take care of us. We the 2 people have been there. I lived there this morning. I lived there. And if I didn't have a 20 US somebody give me, I work with that. And they tell me if I wanted to go in the house, I want to go and sleep. I had to pay $40 and the ambulance dropped me here this morning. Oh God.
Let me find out something.
Good night.
You paid the $40 to whom?
$40.
No, $40. I know you paid it, but you paid it to whom? To have the ambulance drop you home?
Drop me home, yeah.
No, who did you pay? You had to pay
You
the
had to pay
hospital?
it in the hospital. You had to pay to the people in the hospital.
You get a receipt, right?
Eh?
You got a receipt?
Well, I didn't say I don't study receipt.
Any money paid to the government of Grenada, you must receive a receipt, huh? Any
I have
money
to go
paid.
back tomorrow to do an ultrasound.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so I won't get it.
Yeah, any money is paid to the government of Grenada, you legally, according to the Public Finance Management Act, must receive a receipt.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, I was in so much of pain,
I understand.
and I was so happy that I could have get them to drop me home. I don't check in on receipt. But it was good to me. And if I go back tomorrow, please, I'm going to get my receipt. Because I struggle. My name is Struggle. They will give me. When I start to call out for Dixie, I say, call him. People suffering here. Them nothing, them everybody go in a little corner. And they say, well, I said, all right. Taxpayer money and paying these doctors. And then they find another one. And everybody gets. It's not to call everybody. I see one family, I'm calling him. Husband, wife, and daughter and grandchild inside it. I'm lying, anybody can call and tell you. And one of the ladies come and look for me today and thank me, or else they still in the hospital. Anyhow, good night to everybody. Miss Camilo, well, it's putting me a lot of trouble.
Let me tell you. Sometime I know you might be up and you want to call me, whatever hour, call me. All right?
Trouble?
No, I know sometime in the night you're up, you want to call me. All right?
Sheldon, I see a lot of trouble yesterday. I had some good children and I had some bad ones. Yeah.
But give me a call, all right?
All right, I'll do good night.
Okay, my dear.
Good night. And a lot of pain.
Oh, boy.
A lot of pain.
All right, my dear.
Hey, good night to everybody. I love everybody.
And everybody
I don't have
loves
no
you
enemy.
Too. Yeah.
I have no enemy. Good night. Dr. Mitchell, good night.
Oh, boy.
Peter David sent a boss. I called my daughter, She called Peter David. He sent a bus the man out from St. David to come and pick me up and drop me there. He sent a bus to pick me up. Tell me, boy, all those people are going to lie on me. Let they continue going and lie on me for him.
They can't
you can't stop nothing.
They can't stop 6 runs. They can't stop 6 runs, Cammy. Forget that.
And that's how I end up ending up there. Good night to everybody. Good night.
Okay,
bye-bye.
Later. 44073. Before I go to another call, let me let's complete listening about the ganja weed. Let me finish here what they had to say about that particular issue.
Conversation this morning. Now, sometime in 2018, if my memory serves right, CARICOM did a study on marijuana. Where is Grenada with the legalization process of the herb?
Okay, so recently the Ministry of Agriculture hosted a marijuana consultation, and those will be ongoing. We had a consultation in St. George, so I know they'll be going around the country to do more consultations. But a document has been prepared for cabinet, and they're actually meeting this morning to talk through the marijuana, the status of that.
Okay,
so,
great. Of course, I guess
so we're moving in a positive direction.
Of course, so we should await to hear a release on that in the soon.
I mean, it was a good consultation. We had stakeholders from all sectors. So we had on the medicine side, and we also had the people who, use it for recreational purposes,
and so forth.
and a lot of people were talking, focusing on the recreational part, but I really think the focus should be on the medicinal purpose of marijuana, and I think that's where we really want to focus on in the first instance.
All right, great.
Madam Press Secretary number one, we don't care what you really think about it. We want to hear the government stance in relation to it. If we want to hear your personal thing, we wouldn't interview you in your capacity as representing the Prime Minister. Once you're there, representing the Prime Minister of the country, what I think, what you think as your personal thing, we ain't care. We ain't want to hear that, all right? The second thing, let's just, I know there's been one caller trying to get you here for the longest while. Let me see if I can get them back on the WhatsApp. Yeah, it's the first time in a long time I'm calling back somebody on the WhatsApp. I realize we're running out of time and they've been trying to call folks. Remember the activity on Sunday in St. Market. Don't forget that one. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Good night, brother. I just want to say thank you for the job you're doing, and I appreciate it, and the excellence and the flow of it. I just hope that you just see the way to start your own investigative business, because I'm so impressed with your work, and I want to say if Grenadians only, or the government only, remember heads, hearts, and unity to reach our destiny only on Independence celebration time. And my blessings goes to Kami tonight, so that her healing come true and she feel the grace of God touching her life tonight. And have a good night. Talk to you later. Love you all.
All right, my brother. We love you as well. Yes, indeed. 4407377. Yeah, we're quickly running out of time. Folks, remember, it's happening, on Sunday. That's the activity up there in St. Mark. Where I put the thing? Where I put it? It's somewhere right here, I don't know where I'm going to put it. It was right here. But anyway, yes, so it's taking place. Nimrod Olivier, send it back to me there again. Nice, right. Yeah, we have a caller online. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, Sheldon. Good night, Talking Points. Quickly, Sheldon, in that same interview with the press secretary, I am sure I heard this lady was saying that everybody in Carriacou got the chaplain. I know if you think of that part.
I heard her say in the interview, I don't think we will have enough time to play that part tonight, but she did say in the interview that Carriacou 75% cleaned up.
Right,
let me be specific here. She was speaking towards the roads, and she said a lot of Carriacou has been cleaned up, and the roads are 75% cleaned and so on. That's not what I saw.
Yeah, but I also heard something about the chaplain, and to me, that she said that everybody gets chaplain. Now, go look back at
I can't remember if she said everybody, but she did make a statement. You're correct. She did make a statement about chaplain, but I can't remember if she did say the words everybody.
And to Miss Kami, I mean, the faith, stay strong, have faith, bear your back. And to the folks in Carriacou, likewise. God is always good. Have a good night, folks.
All right, brother. Yes, indeed. 4407377 347-329-3101. We have a few minutes remaining. And folks, it's happening this Sunday. It's the Cookout Vibes Hangout by the New National Party. That's going to be taking place at the Austin George Park in Victoria St. Mark starting at 1 p.m. Going to have various eats and drinks on sale. And, it might knock a little domino in a corner, a little draft board and little things going on. So, and of course, Dr. Mitchell, the rest of the crew will all be up there. All right. And all proceeds support Hurricane Beryl relief. So you could get, they have a nice solid bar. So you could come on up and enjoy that. And remember as well, the J.W. Fletcher Catholic Secondary School, they've got their summer fundraiser. Yeah, support the school, man. They're a nice school. That's taking place this Saturday. And they're starting at 7 a.m. And they're right across from the pharmacy on Karani James Boulevard. for the older folks among us, Lagoon Road, right? So they have lunches, barbecue chicken, $20, pork, $25 portions of chicken, $10 portions of pork, 15 Lambie Waters, 10 and 15 Oil Down, 20 Tanya Log, 10, and of course they have an icy cold bar. For delivery, you can contact 406-3609 or 419-5572. So those are you in St. George and you know, yeah, they'll bring it for you. So the proceeds are in aid of you know, school and thing. Before I run out of time, I want to ask a question. Before I take a call, before I think anything else, before I play anything else, I want to ask a question. Which government minister driver was arrested? And what was that driver arrested from? The streets say that the driver was arrested for drugs. Which sitting government minister's driver was arrested having been found with drugs? All you know about that one? All right, I'll leave that. I'll show Auntie Jenny get on you. She go tell you. Yeah? Which sitting government minister's driver, since we just talk about the herb, and we know the Prime Minister like to line by ganja tree and thing, right? Which sitting government minister, which present cabinet minister, so we're not talking about people outside of the cabinet, which sitting cabinet minister, MP, member of parliament, person who win the seat, which one of them driver was arrested by the Royal Grenada Police Force, thrown in the calaboose? Since I like to talk about jail, we talk about that one. Which government minister's driver was arrested for drugs? So I asking the question, all right? I don't want to go and say the wrong minister, and next thing I hear the thing wrong and was somebody else driver, the person used to drive for the minister or something. So I've heard that a sitting cabinet minister's driver was arrested for drugs. We want some more information in relation to that, because all poor people, children out there who get hold with some ganja or thing, right? The picture is sent out by the Royal Grenada Police Force. Information is sent out to the media that such and such a person was arrested and they were held with so and so and so. Right. All of a sudden I find that happening in this instance. Is there a reason that it's not happening in this instance? Anyhow, so we want to know, right? We want to know. Yeah? Nice. Yes, I'll call Cammy after the program. Yeah, you could hear it in her voice that she's in a lot of pain. You could hear it in... You all know Cammy, and you know Cammy when she called the program. And we could tell that our sister is in a lot of pain. Eh? Yeah, a lot of pain. She's not having an easy time right now, and we need to keep her in our prayers as well. She's not having an easy time. I wonder if I have enough time there. Yeah, I have about 4 minutes. I'm utilizing the 4 minutes properly. We ain't taking no call. Let me play this one. In the 4 minutes we have remaining there, I will play this one, right? And then we will get the one that we partner talk. Or you could pull along the whole thing now. You know, we have the clip, we have the whole audio, everything copied already, right? Nice. Let me play this particular one here. Yeah, let's hear what Miss Etienne had to say about this.
I have another question that I would like to. You know, recently we saw a press release from GIS suggesting that the Premier of the Cayman Islands and associate members of state of CARICOM will be willing to travel back with person interested to work in again. The press release was recalled. Of course, your office apologized as relates to it. Now, with a few moments of the people to focus, you know, for the heads, what would be the protocol and procedure for such matters? Also, how was the press release written? With your release stated that such discussion, of course, taken place. How was that? How that really happened?
How what happened?
It relates to the press release that we.
What do you mean? What happened? Watch when he start to ask the question. Let me pull it up big so you go see. Watch when he start to ask the question, how the expression on her face. Eh?
I have another question that I would like to. You know, recently we saw a press release from GIS suggesting that the Premier of the Cayman Islands and associate members of state of CARICOM will be willing to travel back with person.
You see what happened to the lips there? They gone inside one time. Yep. Oh God, how you can ask that question, boy? I'll go answer that one. Anyway.
Interested to work in again. The press release was recalled. Of course, your office apologized as relates to it. Now, with a few moments of the people to focus, for the heads, what would be the protocol and procedure for such matters? Also, how was the press release written? With your release stated that such discussion, of course, taking place. How was that? How that really happened?
How what happened?
It relates to the press release that we heard. If I could restate the question.
Well, folks, I'm nearly out of time. We can't continue on that one tonight. We go complete that one tonight. But again, let's ask the question. Which minister's driver was arrested? Yeah, either arrested, detained, right? So let me be careful. So we will say arrested or detained. Yeah, having been found with drugs. Want to know which driver, which minister who sit on in cabinet driver, right? We want to know. I mean, I may know, but we want to know. We'll give you all the opportunity to come forth. Yeah, right? Also want to know if the Prime Minister is signing letters to people going to the GDB to get loans. Yeah, if he's signing, and if it's coming from letters from his law firm are going to the Grenada Development Bank signed by Deacon Mitchell, yeah, for people to go and obtain loans from the GDB. That's another show for another time. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you and everything you say and do. Do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you. And definitely not about you. Let us go and do program on me tomorrow. Love each and every one of you. Let me play a song for them, man. Let me play the song again for them, man.